Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole, and today we have my first thoughts regarding the Battlefield 2042 open beta. What you're seeing here is footage from a live stream, and we have to talk about things. Like, I will not talk too much about the bugs. Like, DICE has said that the build they actually have been using is months old. And so a lot of the stuff you see here is already fixed or they moved on from it. And now you might say, yeah, but why did they put an old build into the beta then? Stability. Believe it or not, a lot of time stability is coming like in the last week or two of development. And if developers have to make the decision if they want to have bugs in the game when they are showcasing the game, or if they want to have literally blue screens plopping up, they will go for the bugs. It's as simple as that. They will definitely go for the bugs instead of for like crashes or the game is not even starting. Plus, on top of that, we still have the two consoles which are also playing the open beta weekend, and you are playing together with the PC on the servers if you want to. So yes, stability is much more important than it is with just bugs. But I don't really want to talk too much about the bugs, even though they have been really annoying, and I literally pray for the developers that those bugs all will be gone. If those bugs are not gone, then I have to assume that DICE lied to us again. Wouldn't be the first time. But let's talk about what we have in the open beta. We have one map. We have 4 out of 10 specialists. We have, 8 guns, like 8 main weapons. And you can only unlock 2 extra. The one is bugged, which is the AK, and the other one is the Vector. And then you can also unlock another pistol, which is a revolver. And yeah, that's what you can unlock, which is not much, and it's kind of boring, just running around with the same weapons over and over again, and you haven't really found like the weapon which you enjoy. Like, that's my problem. Like, a lot of the time I was missing a weapon I enjoy. Like, the Vector is okay. You see me running around with the Vector quite a bit, but I didn't really find anything else. So there's unfortunately missing. And also missing are the 2 other play modes, which is Hazard Mode and Portal Mode. Can we just talk a minute here about Hazard Mode? This game is coming out in about a month. And we still haven't heard about or seen the Hazard Mode in Battlefield 2042. How is that possible? How is it that we have only 4 out of the 10 operators in the beta, and we only know of an additional operator or specialist, whatever you want to call them, and that's Irish. Like, he's the 5th out of 10 specialists. And I'm like, how is this possible? A month before the release, we don't know much about the game. And I was first thinking that, all right, you know what, we don't know much about it, but the open beta is coming, and then we will hopefully get a lot more information on what we get on release. After I have now played this game for nearly 20 hours, I'm not sure what we are getting. Like, I enjoy the game. I enjoy Battlefield games. It is what it is. But I'm completely uncertain about what the game has to offer. Like, if the game wanted to prove to me that this is another Battlefield game, congrats, you managed that. Like, I'm now convinced that this is another Battlefield game. Right? But beyond that, I have no clue what else they have to offer. And they really have to get to that at some point. That would be great. So let's talk about the map. Normally, DICE is pretty good in choosing the worst battlefield map they have to offer for the open betas. This time, I would say they choose the Nokage map. Like, the problem is that it is only one map, and this is a very open map, and that's fine. Like, Battlefield always had like urban maps with a lot of buildings and whatnot, and then they had this relatively open maps, right? There was always like a stable of the Battlefield formula that you had both, and I'm okay with that. But why not putting in two maps? Why not giving us an urban map? I was missing that a bit, especially because I'm more the urban fighter, not so much the open field fighter. So yeah, I was just missing that, and I'm curious to see the other maps, and I hope they will be good. This one was alright. Like, I think this map was alright. I'm just bored of it now. Just having one map you can play on. You're getting bored a little bit. What else do we have? Oh yeah. Can we talk about choppers here for a second? Like, especially the mini bird. Like, the bullshit some people are pulling with the mini bird is just crazy. Like, normally I would say they defy gravity, but the choppers in this game do not defy gravity. They defy the universe. It is absolutely insane what you can do with the choppers and then still hit people. Like, if a chopper is just flying around, they used all their flares, and I shoot a rocket at them, and they are not doing any crazy maneuvers to evade this, then I would expect that my rocket is actually hitting those choppers. Most of the time, that won't happen. So, it's just so frustrating when you see your rocket flying to the chopper. The chopper is here, right? And the rocket is coming closer and is coming closer, and you are like, yeah, that's a hit. The chopper is doing this, and the rocket is like, huh? What happened? And it's missing. It's like, what? Wait, how did you, what? And then, of course, the maneuvers, like some of the choppers doing around the B1 tower, like literally flying up, flying down, flying super close to, and sometimes even hitting the building, bouncing off the building, and just continue to fly is crazy. Like, they are more like, you know, that old Disney TV show, like the Gummy Bears. You know those ones. Like, that's how the choppers are behaving. They are just bouncing off everywhere. And it's like, wait, what? What? How do you, what? Choppers, man. They were not funny. They were not fun to play against, and they were not fun to just, to have. So I hope they will tune them a little bit more. Speaking of tuning, let's talk about the specialists, shall we? The 4 we know so far. And let's talk about the weakest specialist right now. And I assume that's Casper. Casper just feels so weak. Like, yeah, he has a scanner around him, which would tell you if there's danger. But I will be honest, it's a Battlefield game. Like, there's always somebody around you. I'm expecting that when I run around the corner, there will be an enemy. Like, I don't need more preparation for that. I know that because, well, it's a Battlefield game. That's how it works. So that feels a bit more useless. The drone, besides of that thing being sometimes bugged, I just don't. It doesn't do much yet. Maybe if you're really in a squad and you're really playing together with friends and you can utilize the drone, it might be actually good. But right now, if you're a solo player, Casper just feels so useless. He doesn't feel helpful at all. That goes also with the number 3 on the list, Falk, the medic. The problem with her is right now people die super quickly. Like after 3 shots, you're dead. Because the TTK is pretty quick. And most of the time people don't manage to go behind the cover. And that's where you could heal them. So they're just dying. And because you still have to get super close to the players, the revive is just not helping you much. Oh, can we just touch briefly on that revive? Why did we switch that out? Like, why do we have to now aim at the body and hit like the revive button instead of just using my defies? Like, what is that? It's really bad. That's what that is. Like, seriously. I have moments where I cannot revive the body because I cannot really aim at the person. And the only thing which then happens is I'm picking up the gun, then start to revive them, and we have swapped weapons. And I was like, oh, great. Well, fun. Like Falk, I think when people are playing a little bit more carefully and you actually have a chance to heal people, Falk might become better. But right now, everyone is dying too quickly. Everyone is just dying so quickly that she feels like she doesn't do much. Number 2, and also actually kind of good, is Boris with his turret. That turret is a bit crazy. Like, yeah, it takes about 3 seconds to build up the turret and then switch back to your weapon. So it's not something you can do quickly. You have to prepare a little bit, but it's totally doable. And when that turret is up, I would say the range is about 100 meters in a circle around you. And it's just not just that the turret is like shooting at your enemies. The turret is also scanning all the enemies around you and then showcase them in some sort of like predator vision, and you can even see the enemies sitting behind a wall or something like that. It's like that turret gives you such an edge if the enemy is just coming close to you. Like, you just not only know that they're coming like you do with Casper, you actually see exactly where they are and what they are doing. And then again, like the turret is warning you that somebody is getting closer, they are also shooting at the enemy. Like, that turret is really helpful, especially if you have to defend. Like, if you have a choke point where you can put down the turret, like, that can become really strong. Even if it doesn't shoot anything, just seeing the enemy is so helpful. And then number 1 right now is Mackie. Mackie is just crazy. Like, the movability you are getting with him, the grappling hook just being on an 8-second cooldown, gives you such a huge advantage for literally every role you want to play. Want to do a sniper? Choose Mackie, because you can reach like every higher point on the map. Want to do like a mid-range fighter who is using like a lot of like assault rifles or combat rifles or something like that? Yeah, Mackie is the choice. Oh, you want to go like up close to the enemy, being super fast, running around corners, just diving in? Choose Mackie, because you can reach everywhere. It's like, I haven't really found a bad time for Mackie. Like, as I said with Boris is great, his turret is great, but it needs preparation time. Like, you need some preparation for that, and you need some planning. Mackie is just an all-rounder, which always works. So it's like, okay, like the balance is just, I would say the balance is not there yet. And I'm really curious if that would change, if that has to do with the build. But yeah, right now, as I said, balance feels like, especially the specialist needs some love. Let's talk about the weather here for a minute. So I've now played the game for 20 hours, and I would say in total I might have seen 5 tornadoes. Yeah. 6 tornadoes maybe. Not a lot. And they mostly happen by the end of the round. So they don't even do much. But if they do something and they actually hit the map, they are a palette cleanser. They're not annoying. They're absolutely predictable because you can see on the map which path the tornado will take. And by doing so, it doesn't really do like a lot of damage. Like it will not kill hundreds of soldiers and all that. What it does, it basically cleans like the area of the map it goes through. And that can be super helpful because sometimes the enemy has digged in, they are not moving from that position, and when that tornado is coming in, well, they have to. So I think the weather is fine, the frequency is fine, and it's not annoying, it's not unpredictable. I really enjoy the tornado. Like you can totally predict when the tornado is coming in, how long it would take, and what you can do against it to avoid like the effects. So that's good. I think they managed that pretty great. But overall, it's really tough for me to answer the question for people, should they buy the game when it comes out? And I have to say right now, no, you shouldn't. Not because the game is bad. I wouldn't have played it for 20 hours if the game was bad. It's just because I still don't know what this game has to offer. Like, if they wanted to prove to me that this is a Battlefield game, they've managed that. It is a Battlefield game. Congrats, I can tell you that. It is an official Battlefield game. But what that entails is something which is still a huge question mark over my head. And I can't really tell you what Hazard Zone will be because we haven't heard anything about it. I cannot tell you how the rest of the specialists will play. I don't know which weapons are in the game. Was that all the vehicles? Like, what are the other maps? How do they feel like? What is the portal mode entailing? Like, there's, again, so much where I just have to answer, I can't say. Mo, how do you feel about I can't say? But you could at least tell us how you know I can't say. And that's kind of frustrating. Really. And I know, look, I've been playing Battlefield betas since Bad Company 2. And it has always been that way. But that doesn't make it better. Like I hoped a little bit, especially with the start of the announcement of Battlefield 2042 and how many information we got in the first like 1 or 2 months, that this might be different. And DICE is actually like treating this beta a little bit different and giving us a little bit more to play with. But no, we are back to the old how to behave thing. And yeah, there's lots to do. I can tell you that. Like, even if most of the bugs are gone, there's still lots to do. I will keep an eye out for the release. I will definitely play it on release, and then I hope I can give you another video where I talk about like all the things Battlefield and hopefully all the changes for the better. But right now, play the beta if you haven't done that yet, because that beta is ending on Sunday morning. Yeah, that's another weird thing. Play it for yourself. Like, this is your best chance you can get. And if you need some convincing because you're not sure if this is a real Battlefield game, then that's what the beta is for. But everything beyond that, I can't tell, because it's not in the game. With that said, thank you so much for watching. If you're on your way out and you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you leave a like If you didn't like this video for whatever reason, well, the dislike button is right next to it. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more gaming news, reaction videos, guides, tips and tricks, and also thoughts videos like this one, you can leave a subscription. That would help me out a great deal. And if you do so, please do not forget to click on the bell icon, because if you subscribe and you don't click on the bell icon, then you will never hear from me ever again, which is kind of odd because you're already subscribed to the channel, but that's how YouTube operates, and it's weird. So, with that said, folks, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.